Let's get underway.
Welcome everyone to Underway. We have an illustrious guest for you today. She is a SoCal native who took her talents to a little Ivy League school you may have heard of called Princeton. And since then, she's gone on to dominate the NWSL, where you can find her balling out every game with the Seattle Reign. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Madison Curry. Madison, thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk to you.
So today we are officially back from NWSL break, and your first game back with the Reign, you took on your former club, Angel City. Y'all put up a quick two-piece on them. Number one, how great is it to be back playing again after such a long break? And number two, how important is it that you're kicking off the second half with a dub?
Yeah, it was so much fun to be back out on the field doing what we love after a month off. We were working really hard that month to sort of gain way on what our identity is and truly try to enforce that in the second half of the season. And in the first half, we put ourselves in a great spot, but there's still so much learning and so much to get better on that we were really excited to put that into motion when we played Angel City and get a win on our home field.
Yeah, well, Seattle is sitting fifth right now, but only 2 points off second. What's that biggest thing that you can contribute or attribute to the team's form?
I just think we all are ready to play whatever the game gives us, which is really important. And we're also all really bought into the team mentality and team culture. So even if you not might not be playing as much as you think you should or might be, it's everyone has a really great attitude about it and supports those who are on the field. And that really shows up in training every day. Everyone's just trying to make each other better and make each other more equipped for the game. And we always say, like, if we can do well against ourselves, we can do well against anybody.
Well, that backline is pretty phenomenal. Besides Phoebe and Lauren, which lately has been you, Jordan and Shay, you're all within your like first two-ish seasons into being a pro. The team is number one in tackles and interceptions combined, second in both tackles and challenges. What's the secret? Because most teams, when they start players who may not have that longevity in their career under their belts, they tend to struggle, but it's literally been the opposite with you guys.
Yeah, this team is just special. The team culture, they really allowed all of the people who don't have as much experience to feel comfortable in the space to really be themselves. And I know for the defensive unit especially, we've worked really hard this year at, if things aren't going well other places, one thing we can count on is our individual efforts in defending. And I think that's really shown up in games that, our press might get broken and all that, but when it comes to emergency defending, like we will give anything to not get scored on. And I think that's served us well so far. And we're also able to be honest in the film room and take accountability and just try to get better, which is the biggest thing I feel like.
And you signed with the Reign this offseason, but last year you're rocking with the pink in Angel City. What's it like playing against your former team? Are you putting on like your best mean mug pregame? Is there a little extra strength in those tackles?
Yeah, honestly, I want to perform the best I can every game. I have some really close friends on Angel City, so it was for me more just taking it really seriously and it feels good to text them after and saying like we won, like that's so funny, like and still be best friends at the end of the day. But no, I think it's always an extra push to want to do good against your former team, but I'm really grateful for them. They gave me my start and they played me a lot and allowed me to learn through mistakes, which is something I don't take for granted, and I'm always will be grateful for them.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that you were in talks to return to Angel City, but you ended up signing with Seattle. I think almost every player on Angel City came out saying how much they were going to miss you. Can you describe that free agency process and like what went into those conversations that made you head up to Seattle?
Yeah, coming into my first professional season, especially from a smaller, Ivy League school, it's just like not a Power Five, or I guess it is now, but when I was there, it wasn't. I didn't really know what professional soccer or where it would lead me, and I just really came into it with an open mind and just to get better mentality. And I was also really fortunate for all the people who fought before me to get free agency because it's unheard of for someone in my position. And I was just really grateful. And in that, I talked to a lot of the people who had a lot of experience. I know Merritt was a big help for me. And she just encouraged me, like, even if you end up staying in Angel City, just go talk to people and just go get a sense because you just don't know your value sometimes when you're in a situation. And so that's what I did. And after having a first season where I was on the field more than I anticipated, I really wanted to push myself to find an environment where I would get better every day and I would be pushed every day and it'd be challenging. And I just felt like new change of scenery was the best for that. And obviously Saddle Rain is amazing, and I've heard great things that really enticed me.
Yeah. Since joining Seattle, you've started 12 out of 14 games and appearing in all of them. So I guess it was a good decision. What was the conversation like with the front office and head coach Laura Harvey when deciding where you're going to play next?
Yeah, I honestly just wanted a team that had a long-term vision for me. And knowing that I had a pretty good rookie season, but just knowing that that was just the start for me and that my ceiling is so much higher. And I'm always one that wants to learn and get better. And Laura consistently wants to do that. She never ever stands still, which is just really valuable for someone like me who is still young in terms of experience. And learning from her and the coaching staff has just been phenomenal for me.
Yeah, and personally, if I can speak freely, I think you're criminally underrated when people talk about best defenders in the league. I'm being serious. Like your first season, you led Angel City in duels, tackles, interceptions won, and this season you haven't dropped off even a little. Frankly, I think you got that dog in you. That's what people younger than me say. So, at such an early point in your career, where's that mentality coming from?
I don't know. I feel like I've always had a little bit of like the underdog mentality, and that's kind of served me well up until this point, where, I was never called into national team camps, or maybe I felt I could be there. Not that I should be, but I could be in those rooms as well. And I think for me, it was just motivation and okay, they might not see it now, but eventually they will. And even if they don't, like I'm doing this for myself, which is the most important thing. And through that, it's really served me well. And I just have a gritty mentality. Like I hate losing, and defending is a love of mine. Like I love doing it. So, I get frustrated when someone beats me, and then I just want to go 10 times harder the next time.
Yeah, and obviously, it's serving you very well. And
Thanks.
in this day and age, the U.S. is catching up to a lot with soccer infrastructure and giving kids that opportunity to succeed, or even like just learn about the sport. You were an ODP, but what drove you to fall in love with soccer, and why did you go that high school route? What was your experience trying to, grow up and hone your skills?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest shift for me was when I went to Slammers under Ziad and Waleed. Because most importantly for me, soccer was an avenue to learn about myself as a person, which helped me then fall in love more with the game. Like I say, I learned life with the ball at my feet, and I really believe in that.
Bars.
And and Z and Waleed really told me like you can be a great soccer player, but if you're not a great person, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And they were really influential in my life in that sense. Is okay, you can be good, but what does that really mean? And it's not just about being good at soccer, it's about being a good person on the outside world, like real world.
Mhm.
And that just really made me dedicate myself more to the game because it just felt like an avenue to open doors and meet new people and challenge myself. And in that, you fall in love with the game over and over again.
Yeah, and one of those doors that opened was you joining Princeton, which, damn, congrats on being smart as well.
Thank
Minus the COVID year, you had a solid career there. You're co-captain, three-time first team All Ivy League, third team All American. What went into that decision to move all the way across the country? I mean, I went to Cal State LA. I'm based in LA. I don't know if you
Yeah.
can tell, which I loved, but it's not Princeton, and it challenged me just because I hated school. But the
Right.
challenge of education, was that something that went into your decision well, or was it just purely soccer related?
No, it was definitely a lot of academics as well. I knew I wanted to play soccer, but I just didn't know what a career would look like for me. And so I was always very cognizant of having other options as well, just in case. And, I happened to be book smart, so that helped me get into Princeton. But no, I went on a visit there. I forget how old I was, really young. And I just looked around and said, this is it. And my coaches there will tell you, they were like, no, go visit other schools. And I was like, no, I'm good. Like it
When
was,
you know.
yeah, I was like, and they're like, I don't, they knew when I knew that it was going to happen. And I just fell in love with the school. And the coaches are amazing people. And I knew that they were, the next avenue for me to get better.
Yeah, and you slightly mentioned it earlier, but you won ODP National Championship in 2016. You're killing it with your club. What do we got to do to get you into those national team camps? I mean, you got it on the pitch. So is it just like a marketing thing? Like, are we gonna have to workshop a nickname or something? Like your number 24, like Kobe? Is it like a Mamba Mads thing that we got to get trending?
Oh, it's funny. No, I don't know. And honestly, the healthiest thing for me is to really not think about all that because I can only control what I do on the field. And really, if that's not what they're looking for, then I can't blame them. Like there's so many incredibly talented players on the field that I know that those decisions are hard. And I mean, I don't take it personally. I just use it as motivation to get better every day. And
Mhm.
just so I can be at peace with myself, knowing like maybe I didn't get called in, but I know I was right there.
Yeah. Have there been any discussions about it?
Not Not too much. And I'm
Okay.
pretty quick to be like, I don't really want to talk about it because I'm a perfectionist. So if I start thinking about the national team, it'll like take over my whole life, which
Yeah.
at this point in the season, I can't do. Like, I have to focus on Seattle. Obviously, it's always a dream, and I'll do everything I can to get there, but I can only control what's in my lane.
Yeah. I mean, and talking about Seattle, you're having another incredible season. So if, Emma Hayes is listening, you're ranked, as far as defenders go, you're ranked first in tackles, fifth in tackles won, sixth in blocks, fourth in interceptions, first in tackles and interceptions combined, all within your second
Or
season.
is that true? Oh,
That's 100% true.
wow. Okay.
So like, do you realize how good you are? And like how like that's why I say I think you're criminally underrated because you're leading all of those categories, and I feel like the national media just like is not talking about you the way that they should.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't even know. It's kind of taken aback. I'm pretty horrible at taking compliments in general, just
Okay,
because I'm like
well I'll
used to
stop from
constructive
here out
criticism,
now.
So I'm like, okay, but I'm four, so I can get better, like all that. But no, I think, yeah, I don't know. That's a lot to take in. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I just think I've always been humble, and I've had to stay humble because you can't get a big head and you're like, but you have never been called into a national team. Like that would be really weird.
Yeah,
Um, but it's just not who I am. Like I love the grind and I love getting better. And I never like to think of myself, as being the best or being one of the best. I just like to get better every day. And that's what I'm focused on.
a humble leader is what some people would call it. You joined Seattle and it's a new team, a new environment, a new coaching staff, all that goes into it. It's also a completely new city. How are you finding Seattle and are you falling in love with the city?
Yeah, I love it here. And I wasn't sure because I'm from Orange County. I spent a year in LA and, LA is special to me. I mean, I'm a foodie, so the food in LA was just, I lived in Silver Lake, so I was just constantly going and trying new things.
Yeah.
Seattle is just such a different vibe. And after being here for however many months it's been, it's definitely more in tune with my energy. I'm much calmer here. And I think that speaks for a lot. Like I just feel at peace here, which is really special. And all the girls here have been amazing. I've already created a lot of close friendships off the field. So it's really valuable. And I mean, the nature here is insane. I still can't get used to it. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and I mean if you feel like you need like the heartbeat of the city, just go down to Pike's Place and
Right.
you'll be shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of people.
Hmm.
That wraps up our time right now. And I like to play this kind of like rapid fire Q&A to end out each episode. Each episode, I title this portion with something unique to the interviewee. This one's called Chef Curry with the Shot. Like you mentioned, you grew up in Orange County in Coto de Caza, which is home to the Real Housewives of Orange County. Who is your favorite housewife? And was that a bragging point at some point in your life saying, I'm from where they filmed?
Oh my gosh. It was never a bragging point, but I would see them in Target all the time. There
Oh,
was
okay.
lived in Kodo. My mom loves that show, but the one I'm most familiar with, if I'm Orange County, I loved Beverly Hills because like I love Lisa Vanderpump. Like
Okay.
that's my girl. But I forget which one lived in Kodo. Not Tamra, but someone close to Tamra.
Yeah, I think it was Tamra.
Okay, then I got
From my
it.
extensive research into this. Um, like we mentioned, you're new to Seattle. Have you tried any new food that you're just like absolutely dying to give a recommendation for?
Ooh, that's a good question. All the sushi here is really good. Um, I don't really know the names of them. I kind of tag along with my friends and
Yeah.
they take me to the best spots. So today I'm trying a new Thai food place, so I can
Okay.
after that.
All right. You're gonna have to report back and let us know how that went. Growing up, was there a player that you idolized the most?
Growing up, I loved Michelle Akers. Just her mentality I loved.
Okay. That is a common answer for most of the people that I interview. She's putting in a lot of work for the next generation. Was there a moment, or is there a moment in the league where you looked around and you're like, "Holy shit, this is real. I'm actually like on the pitch with professionals."
Yeah, I think it was honestly at Angel City when I got subbed into my first game at Orlando and I had to run by Marta and I was like, is this happening right now?
Is she a figment of my
Yeah, I was
imagination
like,
right
am I
now?
supposed to be here? This feels wrong.
What is the best piece of advice you've received, either regarding life or just on the pitch?
Ooh, I just think being having a growth mindset is really important and then not taking things personally. And I think it's really valuable because if you take criticism as an attack on you, you're never going to get anywhere. But if you take it as they're trying to help me and they believe in me, then that really opens the door to so many new things.
Yeah. And now, while we're on this train of advice, do you have any advice to young players who are looking to get into the game to have a like a longevity career
Yeah,
to
I
make something
mean,
out of this?
the league has already changed so much, but I truly just think have fun and work hard and just know that everybody's journey is different. And just because someone does something different doesn't make that right. And you're exactly where you need to be.
Yeah. All right. Just gonna write that down in my notes to tell my home kids
Honestly,
have
same.
fun. They do not have fun. And like my son who's 5 and my daughter who's 3, they're like, I need to score goals. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you need to chill out and have
Yeah, you
fun
need to just have
because
fun.
this is
Right.
not gonna happen right
Right.
now. I've been fortunate enough to go up to Seattle. I haven't been fortunate enough to see a Rain or a Sounders game up there. But what is it like, and what are the vibes like in Lumen Field playing in front of those fans?
Yeah, I mean, Lumen Field is special, and our fans and the community we've built is so special. And one thing I love about it, it just feels truly like a safe space for everybody to gather. And I think that's a really special testament to Seattle and the city that comes to support us and the community that we're trying to build. And I mean, last week we had our record for attendance this year, and that was just really special to see everybody rallying behind us.
Yeah. Obviously, with being a professional, there comes, accolades and, you getting your name in the news and stuff like that. But what is the biggest thing that you didn't expect you'd love about being a professional athlete?
I think all the new friends I'm making, like on Angel City and now on Seattle, it's just people you never meet if you're in a different walk of life. And I think
Mhm.
that's been the most special thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, soccer is the global language, and it's nice to see people have such a good connection in those locker rooms. Last question, and then we'll let you get out of here. Goals to finish out the season.
I would love to get more like assists or even a goal would be fun. I feel like I'm doing all the work, but just finally having it translate in the final third would be really rewarding for me.
All right, guys, that has been the game Chef Curry with the shot with Mamba Mads. And that wraps up Madison's time here on Underway. Thank you again for joining us. I'm
Yeah,
excited to
thank you
see
so
you ball
much.
out the rest of the year, especially now that we've put out into the atmosphere all of the record, or not records, but how big you are in statistics. Do you want to let everyone know the socials where they can find you?
I'm not a big social media girl, but my Instagram is mads.curry, and that's pretty much all I have.
All right. We might need to change that if we're talking national team. All right, Madison, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Underway has been brought to you by 818 Productions. Any use of Underway either acquired through podcast or video format that is captured by a third party with proper credentials requires the direct written consent of 818 Productions and must be used in compliance with all requirements and restrictions stated therein.